Come again.
Okay, so MPOWER looks at basically three things. First one is your GPA. Do you have a GPA of 2.5 over 4.0 scale? So if let's say if your university is not on 4.0 scale, they will still do what we call interpolation. So let's say if 2.5 over 4.0 scale gives you, let's say I have now my calculator, this is 2.5 divided by 4, that gives you like 63%. Okay, so if 63% is on a 4.0 scale, what will be the the X of percent will be 5 on a 5 scale. So you just do the math and you should be able to tell exactly what would that give you. Okay, so that's how it works.
Okay.
So let's say you have times 5, then divide this by 4. You will know exactly what and what you should. So basically that's so on a 2.5 over 4.0 scale. That's the first criterion. The next one is that you need to have applied and get accepted to one of their partner universities. MPOWER partners with 430 universities at the time of recording this, doing this webinar. So they partner with 430 universities, both in the US and Canada. So when you apply to a university that partners with MPOWER.
Okay.
Now the other one, which is not like straightforward, most often they will say like they look at STEM related courses, and the courses that we classify as STEM related, that does not only mean like, yeah, I know of course when we say STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. But if you check the US system of classification of STEM related, then you'll find some courses that you think, no, I don't even know that this one is, because there are thousands and thousands, like courses from agriculture, information technology, all of these are STEM related, and even within the business area. So for the fact that you basically will not know the exact course that MPOWER Finance gives loan to, and for the fact that you're not going to pay any money to apply for MPOWER loan, what I would advise anyone, I will not tell anyone that don't apply because of this your course and all of that. First of all, make sure you apply to a university that partners with MPOWER. Then you put in an application for MPOWER loan. Okay, if you get, okay, it's good. If you don't get, at the end of the day, they are going to tell you, if it's about your course, they will tell you that we don't sponsor this course. So at the end of the day, you have almost nothing to lose because you don't pay any money to apply for MPOWER loan. You just submit your credentials, you provide the right document, and they will assess your application. If you are fitting for the loan, what amount you requested, that will be given to you, you'll be approved for the loan. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
So those are basically the basic thing. You don't need any collateral, you don't need any cosigner, nobody needs to sign for you. MPOWER look at your potential, they look at the course you are going to do, maybe your experience, and even if you don't have experience, basically, they just look at, just like I said, if you apply to, you were accepted to a specific university, because they look at the return on investment. So what they look at, they know that there are students who have gone to these universities and they've excelled and they come out with good grades and they've gotten to top companies and all of that. So they believe so. That's why they have selected universities. Okay. So they believe that if you take their loans, you should be able to pay them back, maybe within even a year or so. Basically, MPOWER loans takes like a maximum of 10 years period. Okay.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
it. So basically, let me just answer your question specifically. GPA, the school, and maybe the type of course. That's it.
Okay.
So
okay,
guys that are just joining, if you have any specific question, you raise up your hand. You should go to the reaction. I should be able to see that, and I will allow you, I give you access. Then you be able to ask your questions, because this is a Q&A session. I want you to be able to learn everything that has to do with MPOWER. You get that, and once you leave here, you make your decision whether it's something you need to go into or not. So that's it.
Okay. Let me come to it. I want to ask another question. In relation to MPOWER loan, say MPOWER loan basically takes at least about 10 years for you to pay back. In a situation where you have already acquired the loan, and then on which means are you going to refund their money, their loan? It's a matter of work and pay, that after you have finished your course or your studies, then based on the types of job you have, then you pay back, because according to my experience about loan, is then you take and pay back. So I want to know, it's if are they the one going to give you the job, or you are going to seek the job for yourself, then you pay later, and the most honest part, or because you said he has no means of guarantee someone, you do not need anyone to sign for you or another guarantee, some form of that. They said there are some form of honesty and truth in that. For you to pay back, in the area of payback, let me look at the way back. If you have already completed your studies, you have already get your certificate, and then you have a job. You understand? What are the means that you're going to use for payback? Or based on your sincerity, are going to pay the money back? Or are they the one going to offer you a job and then they deduct it from your salary? Something like that.
Okay. Now the payment system is that when you take the loan, say you've requested for $50,000 from MPOWER. Okay, MPOWER are going to use that money based on the amount of years and the interest rates. Of course, it's a loan, it's something you have to pay back. So they are going to work on the interest rate. Let's say if the interest rate is 12%, 12% of the amount you have taken. And so the amount you have taken is the principal already, which is like, let's say the $50,000 or something. So they are going to work their mathematics and know the amount of money you are going to pay at the end of your studies. Okay. So someone, please, just if you are somewhere that is noisy, please find somewhere that is quiet. So basically what happens, let's say if you've taken $50,000 from MPOWER, they are going to work out the maths and determine how much you are going to pay, both the principal and the interest rate. So while you are in school, you pay the interest rate only. So let's say if the interest rate is out of the $50,000 you've taken, you are going to pay an interest rate of, let's say, let's say $10,000, if that's the interest rate. They will divide that amount by the years you are going to spend while you are in school and out of school, based on, let's say, it's the 10 years period. Okay, they know the way they do that. So maybe the first 5 or 10, or the first 5 or 4 months, by month, basically, you are going to be paying, let's say, $230, let's say monthly. That's what you are going to be paying. Okay, after that, then maybe so it's by stage. Maybe the first 5 months, you're going to be paying $230. It all depends. You will know at the end of the day. Okay, then after that 5 months, maybe from that 5 months to the next 17 months or 20 months, you'll be paying, let's say, maybe it increases to, let's say, $300 or $350. So when you are done schooling, then you would then start to pay the interest rate and the principal amount. Okay, sometimes you finish schooling, you still pay the same amount you'll be paying as an interest rate, even when you are done schooling for the next 2 years. Maybe after which now you have again a difference in terms of payment. Maybe you then start paying, let's say it's $400. It all depends on, so your interest rate, the amount of money you're going to be paying monthly, all depends on the amount of loan you have secured from MPOWER. Now, on the payment system, as someone that is going for, let's say, a master's degree or whatever level, because MPOWER gives loan even to BSc, but for BSc, you have to be in your last 2 years. So basically what happens, MPOWER only gives loan to programs that are within 2 years to graduation. They don't give more than 2 years. So your program has to be within 2 years before they can give you loan. That's another maybe criterion I should have mentioned. Okay, so that's it.
Okay.
So you pay the interest, and for you to ask now, how are you going to pay back the loan? That's something. So let's say if Sierra Leone now, government of Sierra Leone is saying they are giving loans to students for them to pay, or let's say your friend, when you go to your friend and ask them for them to give you loans or money, you have a strategy of how you are going to pay back. Is that not so?
Of course, yeah, of course.
That's just a fact. So that's the same thing. So the amount of money you are going to pay, it's not like you are going to break your bank. But what happens, let me just tell you. So as international students here, you have the opportunity to work while you study. Okay, the maximum amount of hours you work is 20 hours per week as an international student. You may not get all that hours to work, but that's the maximum amount you work. Now, if you are in your country, let's say Sierra Leone, you have a business that you're doing, or you have been working, you must have some savings. Okay, so you take the loan, let's say the $50,000 that covers your tuition fee, that covers even your living expenses, everything. Now, whatever you have as personal funds, you then present that as an amount that you'll be paying. So for the purpose of this conversation, let me just be frank with you, is that what happens, universities in the US, who is your background, please? If you know you just can just mute when you want to ask question, you then please. So what happens basically is that MPOWER send the money to the university, the total money. So the university will take their tuition and whatever cost that is related to the university. And the remaining amount, if you need personal funds, they will then send that to your account. Okay? That amount of money MPOWER gives you is enough for you to pay the interest rate. That's just the thing. But now,
Okay.
but the fact is that you are not going to tell that to the consulars or the visa officers that are going to ask you, in case they ask you, how are you going to pay back the loan? You want to find a way to be able to tell them that I have a business that I'm running, and based on this business, I'll be paying. Or I have an asset, okay, which I'll sell or whatsoever, or liquid capital, or I have a bank statement. I have personal savings that I have done. This is the bank statement. So I'll be using this money to pay the interest rate while I'm in school. So basically, the key focus should be on the interest rate. And for the principal now, you should be able to tell them that after your studies, I will go back to my country and I have a higher pay salary, or I will do this and that, then I should be able to pay this amount of money. Okay. So the VO, to the visa officer, that's how you present yourself. Okay. But to MPOWER, they are not going to ask you how you are going to pay back their loan. No, they will not ask you that. That's just the thing. They will never ask you anything of short. There is no part of the application they will ask you how you're going to pay back the loan. They just want to know that you meet the criteria they've set, and they will give you the loan. Okay. When you come here, you figure out how you're going to pay. Okay. That's the whole thing. But whatever I'm telling you now, that how are you going to pay back the loan, is for you to pass your visa interview. In case they ask you. In my own case, they don't ask me anything of short. How am I going to pay back the loan? So that's just it. But in case you are asked, you need to have a strategy. It's either you have a business, or you have something that is generating money. Okay, and to some extent. And to some extent, you even tell them that the amount of money MPOWER has given me as personal funds, this money is way enough, even if I take this amount of money to pay for my rent and my feeding, what remains is enough for me to take part of this money to be paying. But you don't want to use that as the primary source of money, as their primary source to pay your interest. Okay, because you don't want to be too dependent on their money again, MPOWER is going to give you. So have at least some personal savings or a bank statement to present that, yes, this is what I'm going to be using to pay the interest rate while I am in school. And off school now, you are going back to your country, because that's how you present yourself. You're not going to tell them that you're going to be working in the United States here. No, it doesn't work like that, because as soon as they know that that's your motive, they will deny you the visa. Okay? So that's the whole thing.
Okay, yeah. I don't know if someone is on. Okay, no. I was about to ask a question related to the embassy and that of the consul. But I'm glad that you have already ironed a few things that I'm about to ask in relation to that area. I've already get what you have said. In relation to the empower, artists are well fed, according to my own understanding, in relation to how the empower finance work. Now, I was just about to ask a question that will be related to the visa, the consular section, or rather the consul or the embassy. And what are some of the questions?
For now, maybe our focus should be on how any question that relates that has to do with basically empower, except if there is no one else who wants to ask any question, then I can dive into that, but that should be the goal. How are you going to get the empower loan? That should be the focus for now.
Okay. Let me just close my contribution as of now. Let's so for give someone another chance to ask questions.
Okay, so basically, if there is anyone else who has any question, maybe you've asked all the questions that they need to ask, then I can move on to answer some of the questions you still have. Okay.
Okay. If there is no other question, let me ask another question again, because in relation to the university, anyway, I've got a list of empower finance related universities. I already get the data of all the universities that if not all, I think 90% of all the universities that empower is financing are working with. Already get
your network is lagging.
Because I have
okay. Your network was lagging. I didn't hear.
Okay, I've moved closer by you. Are you getting me now?
Yeah.
Oh, said because according to my understanding here, the university has a great role, and that of the empower financing. You mentioned the area of the types of studies. Basically, it's normally empower will assist you on another finance your loan, depending on your grade points and that of the types of course you decided to choose to study, right? What about if you don't meet short criteria? There is a possibility to try to divert the course for them to accept you or not. Let's say if I'm going to study business information technology in the master's of the IT or another, let me say IT to be precise. I want to go and do pure IT. Then if empower, unfortunately, empower are not supporting that.
So basically what he is trying to say is that, let's say if you let's say what you have done in your BSc, empower does not support that course. Now you want to change to something else. That's what you're saying. Empower has nothing to do with you changing, or they will not even ask you, why are you changing the course? Okay, so that has to do with you and the university. If you feel like, let's say, because you have related courses, it might not be if you do IT, you have to do an IT. You might you might do something that is related to IT, or let's just say per se, okay? Or you might even do, some people have done engineering and they've gone to do business administration, okay? So that has to do with you and the university. If the university are going to accept that, that's the first thing. Secondly, again, how are you going to convince, because most often, again, okay, of course, empower does come in a bit, because empower may want to see again how you are consistent with your goals. Okay, but that's not the main focus, even though they may come inside of it in the sense that if you are doing engineering and now all of a sudden you want to do something that is totally different from engineering, they may want to consider, they may be curious to know, why are you changing that major? Okay, something like that. But you have related things because they want to see that, they want to see you succeeding. And consistency is key. If I did engineering bachelor's and I'm going again for engineering, it shows the path I am heading to. I have a clear path of what I want to do. However, that does not basically impede you from getting the loan to that extent. It all depends on once you get an offer letter from the university based on that area, and you are able to explain to because there are 3 areas you have to look at. Forget about MPOWER now, the university and that of the visa. Again, they may ask you, okay, you did a bachelor's degree, let's say in agriculture. Now you want to do information technology. Why are you diverting? So maybe because it's either after your degree, you have been working in a technology industry, and now you think you've loved what you have been learning, and you want to just extend that to your master's. No, so you have the experience, even though you didn't get a bachelor's degree in that area, but you have the experience now, and you think it's profitable, or it's something you can contribute to greatly to the society. So you may just want to. So it's not about you being able to convince the VO. For MPOWER, they will not call you for an interview or something. MPOWER, if you apply to them, if they deem it fit that you are not qualified, they will just tell you, we are sorry, you may want to try again. Okay, so something like that. They are not going to be interviewing you. Why are you changing major? Why? No, nothing like that. You submit your document, they will look at it, and they will get back to you. If you are approved, they will tell you. If you are not approved, they will tell you, and they will tell you for you to try back. That's all. Okay.
Okay. Well said. Another thing here is that I want to ask questions. I don't know if it's this question I want to ask. I don't know if I reserve it for if it should be confidential, or I can say on this platform. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking.
Ask any question that has to do with general things, or I don't know. Basically, just ask.
I just want to know in relation to the application. The application now you have already shown me your list the documents I need for me to go through such the university and that of MPOWER. The application, if I want you to go through the application for me, do all necessary application from that of the university and that of the MPOWER, what are your criteria? Your criteria, if I want you to do it for me.
Okay, you are saying, okay, if you want me to do for you the application, is that what you are saying?
Yes, then maybe I'm the one going to provide you all necessary documents.
Okay.
Going to the application doesn't mean that you are going to provide for me the documents. I'm going to provide you all necessary documents from that of my certificates, the transcripts, the GPA, the English proficiency proof, the bank statements, whatever document you need, I will be able to provide it for you. But for you to go into the application for me that from the university, find a suitable university based on the course that I intended to go and do a master's level, because my intended story was to go and do a master's degree. I've already I'm about to conclude my BSc. You understand? So like if I want for you to choose me a university, go through the application, apply until I have the acceptance, and then do to MPOWER again and apply, go on both sides. What are your own criteria and procedures?
So I understand what exactly you're saying. So what I do is this, basically, which is why I'm having this information session, which I think will help. Unfortunately, Sierra Leoneans, it just it's not encouraging. I created a group. I shared the link. People just like joining groups. That's the whole thing. They just, I don't know, that idea of just joining a group when it does not interest you and all of that. It does not make any sense. It's just so frustrating. I have lots and lots to do today on Sunday, and of course I have this is like a 1 hour 30-minute session. So once it's done, I'm just going to do my assignments and all of that. But that's the whole thing. It's so frustrating. Basically, I don't do application for people. And the reason for that, I have lots and lots to do. I have lots and lots of assignments to work on. So what I do is that I will show you, I have made some videos. Of course, I have a YouTube channel. I made specific videos on how people should go about. And the truth is that if you actually take your time to look at those videos, you should be fine. You should be fine. However, if you can't get it clearly, then I will have maybe one-on-one session with you and just show you, because I won't be able to do it for everybody. I have so many subscribers already. You know, I've grown to that level. So if I promise anyone that I'm going to do for you application, I'll be lying to you, because the truth is that if I promise you now and at a stage I will not be able to continue, that's very bad, and that's the worst. You know, so it's better I tell everybody I don't need any money for that at the moment. I don't want someone to pay me for that. This is something I do out of goodwill. I just want to share out this information. Unfortunately, it's not for Sierra Leoneans. I have so many Ghanaians, and maybe this is something I should have done on my YouTube channel, maybe just do it live or Facebook. That would help, because it's so discouraging. Imagine something I've shared, I think yesterday, and they've created this group. I've told people that we're going to have, imagine the amount of people that are here, and people just want to be part of the group, and they will come here and tell you excuses about they don't have MB, but they have MB to look at all movies on Facebook. They don't have time. Exactly. They have time to watch any other thing. It's just so frustrating. Sierra Leoneans, like, this is the reason why, I'm sorry to say, but it burdens me so much that people are not like, they want to be treated special, and they wait for them to come to your PV and ask you all sorts of questions. I don't have that time. I don't have that time. This is the only time I have, and I have prepared myself just to tell people, and they will come again and ask you questions. I don't have that time. I don't have that time. I have lots and lots of things to do. So I would lie to anyone telling you that I will do. But the good thing is that I will guide you along the way. Okay, we'll go through the application. I will tell you, but I won't do that for you, because I want you to know how to fish for yourself. The reason for that, if you come to US here, having not done any of these things, all you see is just offer letter. Okay, and you come here, you are going to struggle, because everything you have to do is going to be on the internet. We are taking classes, we have to do Zoom, we have to do this, we have to respond to emails, so many things you need to know. So you will come here, it will be like, where am I? You know, you feel frustrated, and you know, so I don't want to put you into that situation where you will come here and feel like, no, I don't belong here. You know, even myself, who has been on the internet researching on so many things, I did struggle. Okay, so I'll show you, of course, MPOWER loan application is a video. In fact, I'm planning to do the process, the step-by-step of process of you applying for the loan. Of course, for the university, to search for a university and apply to any university, that's something I have done countless videos on that. Always. Yeah, I see such videos, some of those videos on your YouTube. Those ones are clear. It's just that it's just MPOWER's loan. But I was hoping in my head I was going to have like a turnout. So these people, just like this again, I will just take 30-minute session. Let's go into the application process, and I will tell you how you can research for. Can you just mute? Can you just mute? Mute. You're highly welcome, but just get to mute your. Yes. Your okay. So I was hoping like we'll have like a session. Okay, today it's all about MPOWER, for you to go back and see, okay, do I want to take this venture and all of that. Now the next phase will be like, okay, now you've made up your mind. The next thing, let's go into the application, and I'll come again, like I'll share my screen, show you how to search for university and how you should navigate within the university website, even though I have done videos. So I will ask you first, go and look at this video for you to get a clue of how it is done. Then I'll have my 30 minutes. The 30 minutes I will spend explaining to you these things won't kill me. So I'll do that again. Then after which people have gotten the understanding, we start applying to universities, and maybe along the process, when you have 1 or 2 questions, you come to me, you ask, you have my WhatsApp number, and I will respond. That's the first phase. Now, after the application to universities, the next phase will be, okay, now let's go and apply for MPOWER. Then I will create again a session, like a 30 minutes, we go through the application, you understand exactly how it works, then you apply. So that's the whole process. It's not like anything like rocket science. But unfortunately, I don't see that happening, because just for maybe Sierra Leoneans, let me come again. Sierra Leoneans are full of excuses, you know. They are too lazy, you know. Even the one by the guy they are just entering the meeting, Ibrahim, my friend, later.
Yeah, I have some questions. Hello?
Okay, well, let me allow you. Just through the question.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. First of all, I want to thank you very much, the villa. Actually, I want to apologize for coming to the meeting so late. I wasn't told about it before, but I happened to have the information during the time I was trying to join the program. I want to apologize for that. But I'm very, very, very much interested in our loan thing and all. Okay. I think the main thing I have missed a lot in relation to like the main theme of this conversation, which is how to apply for Empower loan and all. I think I've missed that conversation, but I've got something from your explanation where I met you, and I made followed up on discussion from that stage. My questions here are number one, I did not wish to take you back, but if you throw light, or maybe I think this session is on record, so later share the videos of these sessions on how we can apply the processes on how to apply for this Empower loan. One, I think we have to apply first to the university and got the appointment, and get the appointment letter from the university. From there, the second stage is for the Empower loan application. If I can get you right from your conversation. Then two, Empower loan, one should have at least 2.5 GPA out of 4.0. And there are 430 university Empower partners. So now, my question is, because since you have gone through the process, I think because this is competitive, and when you are going for an opportunity like this, which is highly competitive, you must have you must seek guidance for people like you who have gone through the process. And our greatest fear is not to just jump in a closed thing and come out successfully. So you need to have the guidance, very important, and in seeking the university, because at least you need to, out of 430, we will like to apply to universities that are very, very, very less competitive, or do not have enough location, that we will have at least 80% confidence that when we apply there, we will have our appointment letter, our process will come out successfully without any struggle. Okay, so I think you will be the right person to guide us through that process. Finding at least a university that is very, very, very with their application process is very, I do not find enough a lot of protocols.
Your I don't know. Maybe you should take the earphone. Yeah, get the earphone off then and speak.
Okay, I can see me now.
Yes, better. The earphone,
Okay, it's okay. What I was trying to say is that, as we all know, this opportunity is highly competitive.
So what I would want you to do, sorry, what I would want you to do for me, try just to, if it's a question, just try to ask the question directly. So like I get to understand the whole thing then.
Okay, so like the question I'm trying to put to you is that how can we be able to factor or to select universities that do not have a lot of protocol when it comes to admission process when we will be doing our application? Are you getting me?
Yes.
So how can we be able to
Okay. Yes, let me just answer that quickly. I don't want us to waste more time. So now you, just like I said, you have 430 universities. Out of these 430, I think 400 universities within the US, and maybe 30. I'm just saying give a figure because those that are within Canada are very small. Most of them are within the US. So when you go to the university websites, when you go to MPOWER website, you will get a list of all universities MPOWER partners with. Okay. Now, when you click the university website, you'll find what they call admission. The academic session, the admission session, they have the financial aid session. Okay, I've done videos on how to search, apply, and get scholarship to any US university. That's the first thing I always give people. Those are the videos you need to look at and get to, then you practice, because you don't just have to look at the video, you look at the video and have a computer, okay, and do it in your computer, because I see people applying for scholarship or application, then they want to use their phones. No matter how big your phone is, you will not get access to all the tools when you apply to a university, like for you to get the interface of the university website. So it's always advisable to use your phone. Buy that MB, connect your computer and use that, or go to a cafe and just do that. Once you know the process, you looked at the video, or you'll be looking at the video and do it. Whatever step I do, you do that. Okay, that's just like the first step. Now, if this would have been a turnout as I was expecting, the next phase will be like, after people have watched those videos, specific videos, I will recommend them. Then I'll come again. We have like, I will just share my screen and tell you exactly. Okay, now for you to increase your chances of getting not just the loan, but maybe even get the visa, you need to go to a university that is a top university. I mean, like within maybe the 100 universities, okay? Because you need to go to a university that is somehow known or that is popular. Now, on the criteria, you see the criteria. Every university puts criteria for you to be admitted to that university. So you have to check the university one after the other until you see the one that you think you meet the minimum criteria for you to be admitted to. Then you can apply to that university. Most often they will tell you need to provide a transcript, and most often they will say, even though MPOWER will say like 2.5 is what they look at, most of the universities in the US, most will be like 3.0 over 4.0 scale. That's what they will say in terms of your GPA. That's just one of the requirements. Okay, one of the requirements. So that's it basically. But some universities will still accept like 2.5. They will still accept like 2.75. So it all depends. The universities vary. That's one thing. Then some universities will ask you for an application fee. Some will waive that. Okay, so these are just general things. It all depends on the university that you want to apply to, that you know. But first of all, if we apply to university, the university has to offer your program. That's the first thing, because you want to apply to a university that you know that offers your program. Then you look at the criteria now. Do they do you meet those minimum criteria? And once you know you meet the minimum criteria, then you can put in an application. All you have to do is just to open an account with the university and you submit your document, you do your writings, and once you submit your application, they will process that and get back to you that congratulations, you have been accepted. And this is maybe, if it comes with a scholarship, they will tell you everything. So it's basic process you do.
Yeah. So my question was, so how can we be able, if or with your help, to give all these selected university that are top class according to on your own part, because you have gone through the process. If you can able to select for us the first 100 or first 50 that you think they are top class university that can at least accept this opportunity, this MPOWER opportunity, that you will not have problem with. If you go through the application and you become successful, they give you an acceptance letter and you apply for the loan, it won't be an order for you for your visa, because like as you likely said, you have to be a top university that is well known. So it will be nice for you to do that selection for us by guiding us that these guys I want you to check on this first 50 or 100 apply. Then my second question is, so is it possible for you to apply to 3 or 4 or 5 universities simultaneously at the same time for application, just to be in the same place?
Yeah, okay, let me start with the last question. You can apply to as many as 100 universities in the US here. Nobody will question you. Once you meet the minimum criteria and you know you want to apply to them, you can apply, and if they deem it fit for them to give you offer letter, all of them will give you offer letters. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, in the area of the universities, okay, when you go to Google, you search for top, let's say you search like top 150 universities in the US based on US World News, something like that. US World Reports, yes. So they will give you a list of all universities, how they are ranked in the US here. Universities are ranked. Okay, so you will take note of all these universities. Now, when you go to MPOWER website, you will now look at these universities and check whether they offer your program. Now, after you've noticed that they offer your program, you may want to see the criteria, whether you meet the minimum criteria for you to be accepted. So once you know you meet the minimum criteria, and the last thing you may want to check, you check the deadline and the other one, the scholarship, in case you might be, because when you get a partial scholarship as well, it does increase your chance as well of getting your visa per se, okay? Because maybe you don't want to put everything on loan. But when you get a partial scholarship, then you back that with a you add that scholarship to that of the loan, then it helps as well. For MPOWER, even if your offer letter comes without any loan, I mean with any scholarship, they can still give you the loan. So it does not matter. But again, for MPOWER, again, if you get, let's say, partial scholarship, no matter how small it is, even if it's $6,000 per semester or $12,000 per year, it increases your chances as well of getting that amount of money you want from MPOWER as well. Okay, so you go to Google and search for universities that are ranked. It's not like maybe Sierra Leone, if you check now and say according to ranking, you will not get any information like that. Here, universities are ranked based on their output. So you may want to check the first 150 universities. Now you are going to now sit and take note of these universities and then go to MPOWER. When we go now to MPOWER website, which of course I will do a video on that, how to navigate the MPOWER website and even how to apply for loan. So that will be like the first thing you have to look at again after you have seen the university list and you go to MPOWER. You know, this university partners with MPOWER and it's among the 150 universities I have seen here as well. And I know I meet the minimum requirement. So this university is the university I want to apply to something like that. Okay, so it's very simple. Yes.
Let me come again.
Okay. I don't know. You don't put your name basically. I'm just in iPhone. Yeah, Ibrahim, finish up with round up with your question. Yeah.
Yeah. So your own estimation, your own opinion. What are the basic documents do you need for this process, like for the MPOWER application process?
So for MPOWER, they look at just few documents, very few. First of all, you need to have let me start with the basic one, which is not common, which most people, maybe it's funny. But they need to know the place you are living, your address. So the only way you can prove that, you need to have either light bill or water rates, paper that you are going to show. You scan that or you snap that and submit that. Because if you say I live in, let's say where I was living, Peter Street, you need to show something that you are living in that place. That's the first, that's one document basically you have to show. You don't need to show any bank statement. If you have personal funds as bank statement, if you want to, because when you apply for MPOWER, within the application, they will ask you for personal funds. If you have, like, how much, what is the total fees, an estimate of what you are going to pay for. Who is that? Who is that? I tell. Okay, thank you. So when you are applying for MPOWER, which is why it is important you apply first to the university, they will ask you, and even when you apply to university, you don't just go and apply to the university. You have to look at the cost. Okay, the cost you are going to incur in case you get admission, how much you are going to pay. So knowing that, they will ask you within the application, MPOWER application, that how much, what is the cost of your okay, so they will ask you how much is your tuition and everything. So when you put that amount, who is this? God. So when you put that amount, yes. So when you put that amount, they will ask you, out of this amount, do you have any personal funds that you may want to provide? Okay, or your family or friends. If you don't have all of this, you just put there 0, 0, 0. Okay, and they will ask you now, how much are you requesting from MPOWER? So let's say if the total cost is, $60,000 or 25,000, and you need 30,000, you can put it there. You need 30,000. At the end of the day, they want to see that whatever you request, at the end of the day, you need to have a balance of 0. So in a sense, what you can provide or what you want from MPOWER, that amount should balance the amount of your tuition and the cost of your expenses. That's what happens. Okay. Now, the fee document that you need just like I said, the address where you are and the identification of that. You need, of course, your transcript. They are going to look at that. They may ask you for your CV to know whether you have work experience and all of that. And you need your certificate. Of course, they will ask you to provide your passports. Okay, because if you are planning to come study in the US or Canada, it's something you need to have already. So basically, these are like the basic 5 things you need: your certificate, transcript, passport, your identification, your location identification. I don't know the other thing. Okay, CV and all of that. So basically, these are the basic documents that you need. And of course, you need to provide the last one, you need to provide the offer letter you have received from the university.
Okay. I want to ask a question. Let me come in.
Yes.
My question here is that based on your conversation between you and Ibrahim, because Ibrahim here is my friend, I sent him the link for him to join because he's my colleague studying in the same university. You mentioned a very key area of which I started already. You said, based on the types of course or rather the types of university, or if it's full funded scholarship or partial scholarship, I believe that will lead you to a way for you to acquire the visa or not, because it's very important. Which one is the most important thing? These are the technical aspects of which there are some technical questions that will be asking you time to time. Whether in this Zoom platform or whether we go to your
Now, okay. When it comes to visa, I don't want us to discuss more on visa right now anyways. Now, but when it comes to visa, your financial situation does not determine whether you can get the visa or not. You can get fully funded scholarship and still get denied. That's just the fact.
Okay.
You can take a loan. You can take a loan based on your explanation, how convincing it is. You can get a visa approved, just like in my case. So it does not. Your visa is not contingent on the funding. Your funding, yes, does help because you want to see that, because there are three areas they look at for you to get a visa. They want to see that you have very strong home ties. You are going back to your country. Like, that's how you present yourself to the consular. Okay. The second one, they want to see that you have enough money to pay for your school and your living expenses. The last one, they want to see that you have the ability to come do masters here. Okay. So you may be able to satisfy the aspect of you getting the funding, but you may not be able to convince them that you are going back to your country, and they will deny a visa because you are illegal immigrant. Because what they do, what happens, all visa officers, they assume that students are potential immigrants. So when you come here, you don't have any plans to go. They know that happens. But you need to tell them, you need to be able to convince them that I'm going back to my country, and this is the reason why I will be going back. That's what we call home ties.
Okay. So whether it's full funded or partial scholarship does not depend on whether you are going to get a visa or not. Because
yes,
according to little experience I asked from one of my friends, he told me that there are times full funded scholarship might make them think that you are not even capable for you to go and pay. Let's say MPOWER, for instance, the MPOWER paid out, they refuse not to continue to pay for they refuse not to offer you the loan. Then they will be asking you, where are you going to get the money to continue or take care of yourself? Something like that. I don't know if such.
Okay. Now, with respect to MPOWER, once MPOWER has given you loan, right? Like, they give a support letter, what you will take to the embassy. That's the support letter you're going to apply for the visa. They'll give a support letter that we are going to sponsor this person. It has never, and it will never happen. These people work with banks. Yeah. So, in fact, loan is one of the most guaranteed source of funding, apart from maybe fully funded scholarship that you will get from the university. Okay. It's one of the most guaranteed fund, because when it relates that to like uncle or aunt, your uncle or aunt may promise to pay for you and you come here, you'll be stranded. But for MPOWER, you just need to meet, because what happens for them to continue providing for you the funds, you have to be able to satisfy your academic criteria, meaning like at least be, how do I say, normal progress in terms of academic. So you won't come here, you've taken MPOWER loan, then let's say after this first semester, like I'll get like 2.0, or just, okay, you come to this place and you're not doing anything. Instead of schooling, you're doing something else, and you expect them to fund you the next semester. No, it does not work like that. Okay, but once you are doing normal progress with your academics, they will continue providing for you the fund. And in fact, what happens after this first semester, when the semester ends, what they will do, two months before the next semester, they will reach out to the school. They are so proactive in that. They will reach out to the school. Does this student still need money? And they will send that money with even your living expenses. That's what happens. They will send them a report of what you have been doing. Okay, this person has been doing normal progress with his academics. So something like that. It will never, and it has never happened, to say MPOWER will decide, except, just like I told you, if you're not doing any normal progress. I mean, like, it doesn't mean you need to have like 4.0 over 4.0, or you need to have 3.5 GPA, or you need to have 3.0 or something like that. But you need to have a normal. Every university, they have their baseline. You need to satisfy the baseline for you to continue having funding. Because even the university, when they give you a scholarship, they attach it with condition that you need to, the next semester, you need to have like maybe 3.5. Like my departmental scholarship that I got, they said the next GPA, my GPA has to be 3.5 for me to get the next remaining $6,000 or something. So every scholarship has something attached to it. Even fully funded scholarship, government scholarship. Okay, like they talking about scholarship that I got. So when you go there, they will tell you, you need to have, because At the end of the day, nobody is going to pay for you if you are not doing what you are going there for. That's the whole thing. Okay. But if you are doing normal progress, MPOWER will continue to support you until you are done. Yes. So has your question been answered? I don't know. I think he has gone, in fact. Yes. Yeah, Ibrahim.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Two questions, sir. One, can you also apply for Canadian and scholarship through this MPOWER?
Yes. Yes. MPOWER offers scholarship, but you can only apply for MPOWER scholarship when you are already in the system.
When what?
When you are already in the system, let's say you are a partner, you are a customer to MPOWER, you can then, they offer scholarship, monthly scholarship to their students, okay? But when you apply to the school maybe may give you what we call automatic scholarship or merit base.
So like for the first time, can you apply for like Canadian scholarship, university scholarship through MPOWER for the first time?
No. So I don't know. So basically what you are saying is that if you are applying to a university, let's say in Canada, you apply to the university, but you don't apply to any scholarship through MPOWER per se. MPOWER is different. MPOWER gives you loan, and they have their own.
I know.
They have their own scholarships.
I know. What I'm trying to say is that out of these 430 universities that MPOWER is
partner with,
or it's partner university, do we have universities from Canada that are in this list?
Yes.
That's what I'm asking.
Yes.
Okay.
They do, or just few of them basically. So for Canada system now, you are not going to present yourself to a consular for an interview. For Canada, the way you apply for your visa is different. So you do online, you send in your document, they will ask you to explain your study plan and all of that. Then they will assess you and tell you that, yes, you are qualified for the visa. That's how it works.
Okay.
For MPOWER, I mean for Canada. For US now, it's where you have to present yourself, that you have to do one-on-one interview. For Canada, you don't do one-on-one interview. You just do your application, and they will assess you just like UK. If you want to come to UK, some visas do not require you for you to go to their office and present yourself and say whatever you want to say. So it's different, you know. So that's it. So you can apply. There are few universities in Canada, but majority of the universities are in the US. Yes, Ibrahim.
So out of the two, which one is more easier? Which one
it all depends. Now, there are advantages and disadvantages to anyone. Now, you may choose Canada because you're not going to present yourself there. Okay, let's just say, okay, the difference between, again, okay, I need to make this one. For Canada, if you're applying to Canada using MPOWER loan, you are not going to, most of the universities, they will only allow MPOWER to sponsor you their tuition fee. For your living expenses, you are going to be responsible, meaning you have to provide either a bank statement for that. That's mostly how Canadian university works. For US now, everything, your living expenses, your feeding, your whatever, they'll put it there. Can I just, no, let me just clarify that area, please. So,
okay, all right.
For Canada, only the tuition fee is what they will allow MPOWER to send. Anything like living expenses, you are going to be responsible. Most of the universities, that's how it works. For US now, everything, if you want everything to be covered by MPOWER, they are okay with that. But for Canada, it does not work like that, most cases. Okay? And the difference again, key difference again between the two, for Canadian universities, most of them will ask you don't apply to them freely. They will ask you for an application fee. For Canadians, something like around 70, 80 or 90 or 90 or 100 Canadian dollars. Okay, for US, they have some, majority of the university will waive the application fee for you, and some will ask you for an application fee. So that's basically the two difference between the two countries. And in terms of, for the visa, for Canada, you don't have to go to embassy and stand there and explain yourself. Everything you do it on paper, based on how you present, and they feel like they are confident enough and the evidences you provided, they will say, okay, you are eligible to get the visa. So both of them do have advantages, because wherein you just have to present documents, you're not going to defend yourself. Your document speaks, but wherein you have the opportunity with documents as well. So even when your document does not suffice, you have the opportunity to tell them again. But the other disadvantage, maybe you're someone that is not okay standing, you'll be afraid or something like that. All of that happens. So every aspect do have advantages and disadvantages. Okay.
Okay. Let me say again. So come on.
Yes. Sorry. So has your question been answered?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll come back to you. Yes. Who is that? Ask. I don't know your
Mr. Usman.
Yes. Ask your question.
What I want to say here is that in relation to the universities, now you said there are some universities who ask for application fee, some are not. Some ask. I want to know if some universities that's related to MPOWER are asking for partial payments before they give you admission or not. I think
no university will ask you for you to pay any money before they give up. The only money they will ask is application fee, because they have to process your application, and that's what we call application fee. Some universities do ask for that, and that will be from the range of some from $30, $40, $50. It all varies. Okay, so that's it. But the maximum you will get, it's around maybe $120. It just depends. But they won't tell you, because before we give you offer letter, you have to pay. No, it doesn't work.
No, again, what I want to say is that there are some universities which basically
you are lagging.
There are some universities that, okay. What I want to say is that
you are still lagging.
It is depending on your admission, your application.
Your iPhone network is poor.
Are you getting me now? Hello?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. The question I want to pose here is that if you apply to a specific university that's related to MPOWER, it is basic. They will give you, the MPOWER will accept to fund your tuition, your course of study based on the fees or not, because there are some universities, some courses are very expensive, some are less expensive. I want to know if are you getting
yes, your network is really bad. It's red here. The way I'm seeing it, it's red.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's red.
So, but okay. But basically,
are you getting me now?
It's still lagging, but I have listened to your question. If you can hear me clearly, let me just answer your question. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. So now, as I told you, is that it is all on you to tell MPOWER the amount of money you need from them, which is why you need to know the cost of your tuition and every other cost that you need money for. MPOWER gives you money for your tuition. They give you money for your living expenses. So let's say if University A tuition fee is $53,000 and plus your expenses is 20, that goes to like $70-something thousand. If that's the amount of money you need from MPOWER, that's all you have to put in your document. Okay, that's it. So it doesn't matter if University B application is let's say the tuition is 30 and the living expenses is 10,000, and yes, still, but you request for 15, MPOWER will still give you 15 if that's what you qualify for. Okay, So,
Okay.
but most cases, at times, they will reduce, definitely. They will reduce a bit. Maybe because they want to see, again, they are taking high risk. They just believe in your success. They believe in your future, basically. So if it goes for like, the maximum amount of money MPOWER can give you for a lifetime is $100,000. Let's just get that. I need to just put that. So that's it. If you have any course that goes above 100, and that's you need to figure out. Like my own university here, everything goes above $100,000. So when I needed a loan from MPOWER, basically what happens that the amount of money I get from MPOWER was not enough. So I needed to back that with another backup. I need to back that up with other loan. We have other financial institutions. We have like 8B education investment, which is just for Africans. They give against student loans. They have Prodigy Finance. You have so many companies, but MPOWER is popular out there. People know, because they have been through this for like since 2014 or so. So that's it. But it's still, if you have again 8B education investment, so it all depends on the amount of money. Because the thing is that you are coming in as a master's student, they believe you know exactly what you're doing. If you need $100,000 for MPOWER, and they believe in your future, they know the program you are going to, they know the university, and they believe they are convinced enough that you can pay back, that you can get a good job, and all of that, they figure it out based on their scale, they can give you 100. There is not like it's not even a big deal. But what happens, even when they say it's 100, they're not going to give you only 100 at the same time. They will disburse the money based on what the university has certified. So the university will certify an amount that these students need this amount based on the tuition, and they need this amount based on their expenses for this particular semester. Okay, and that's the amount of money MPOWER is going to release to your university. They're not going to release even all the 100. No, it doesn't work like that. They will just release a specific amount that the university has certified. Okay, so there is a lot of process that goes on, because they don't want you to request for like 50, and the university knows that you need just 35. What are you going to do with that 15? So it doesn't work like that. They only give you for the specific semester and what the university thinks that you need. Okay.
Okay. Well understood.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
So let's try to round up. I have like, I think 5 more minutes. This is supposed to be an hour, 30 minutes.
1 or 2 questions. One, if you are, because like the tuition fee, you can have that cost for the university. What about the living expenses? How can you able to calculate that cost?
Everything is, every university, you will see the total expenses you have to incur for for a year or so based on your program. Every university has that. It's on their website.
Because all is included.
Everything, books, they will tell you, books, accommodation, everything. If you are going to live on campus, off campus, they will tell you everything is there. You will see the cost of attending 2024 to 2025, cost of attendance. You will see everything, books, supply, transport fare, everything. They will estimate. So, but most of what happens, the university estimates more than the amount of money that you need. But they will try to do the maximum. Okay, that's what happens. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah.
So the university estimates the maximum. They will say, okay, for transport fare, for this and that, everything, they will estimate that. So it's all on you now, based on the amount of money they are going to send into your personal account for you to use that wisely.
Okay.
So if I want to ask that, if you have completed your 2 years program, you know?
Yeah.
Are you getting me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
By the time you have completed your 2 years course, your master's program, and at the end of the day, you find out or you make to understand there is another program, maybe a diploma that maybe you last for 1 year, that you think you can fund it yourself and you want to go for it. Will they at least give you the permit for at least to extend your safe or go for it?
Okay, I do understand what you're trying to say. So let's say basically you want to increase your chances of staying here. Let's just say. So basically, what happens?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, there are so many questions I don't want to basically delve in. So let's say you're done with TIAs. They're not going to go on after you for you to leave US. That's the thing. Almost every program, when you are done, mostly you have like an extra year. Most often, like to stay before you go back. So it all depends on the type of visa you are going to get. Some programs, you come here for 2 years program and they will give you like 5 years visa. So countries do have an agreement with US. If I'm coming from Sierra Leone and we are, myself and the US, we are bound to have like 5 years, they are always going to give me like 5 years. So let's just say, if you are coming from another country, it's 4 years, it's 4 years or something. It all depends. Okay. So what you're saying now, there are people here who have done first masters, they've gone in for double masters, they've gone in even for third, they've even gone to PhD. So once you get a university that accepts you and if they can, the university will testify that from the international office, you are good to stay.
Okay.
Because you have legal stay here. That's the thing. Okay.
What are you doing presently?
I'm doing civil engineering.
Okay. Then on the career path guidance, you need to guide us like, well, because some of us are in the tech field, like we just need pointers on courses that you think that are more, you know, I think you need guidance on that also. The career path.
Well, basically, you have to. It all depends because maybe you have done something from your undergrad level, and you think it's important that you just follow that path. Basically, so it all depends. Marketability, what courses people are looking at. If that means if you want to, maybe shift to another university. I mean another path. But basically, I think our time is done now. I don't know. Basically, it's 0-0 there, what I'm seeing, but I don't know if we still have. If it's not going to end the live, then you can still continue ask your question. Yeah, I'll have like 5 more minutes to get any more questions. Let's just round up.
So I think we will.
Okay, so basically that's it, and I need to do something else.
I need YouTube channel, your channel, your contact channel.
So check the chats right now. I'm just writing it on the chat. Can you see? Will you be able to access the chat on this Zoom?
Let me see.
Where you see chat. Do you have my? If you have my WhatsApp number, I will send that to you. Just send me a message. I have sent it now. Mahdi.
Okay.
It's MahdiGiboLifeAbroad, but it's all one word. MAHDI Mahdi Gibo GIBO Life, of course, LIFE abroad, all as one word. MahdiGiboLifeAbroad. I've seen your message. Hi. And I've sent that as well. It's at the top before your message.
Okay.
So that's it.
So get in touch. Thank you very much, brother.
Yes. See you. Bye-bye.
Yeah.